How's it going? I hope good. I don't know. We'll see. Welcome to Awkward Questions and Board Games. Aptly named, if you ask me. My name is Dana Sarzinski. I go by they, them pronouns. And tonight I'm here with my wonderful players. Players, introduce yourselves.
Hi. I'm Chandler Smith. I use he, him pronouns. Awkward. My name's Malachi. I use they, them pronouns.
My name is Satya. I use she, her pronouns.
And we're here today for a really cool time, but we're going to go to the intro video after we answer the question, who let the dogs out? We'll find out after this.
Who? So that's who it was.
Yeah.
You never
right?
knew?
Yeah, we've learned all something today. Great. We've learned all something?
Oh,
Good. Hello. All right, everybody. Welcome to Awkward Questions and Board Games, where we teach you how to play a board game and have kind of a awkward conversation about topics you don't usually talk about in public. Today's topic is a doozy. It is navigating family. The holidays are coming up. Things are happening with family gatherings and flying home, or everybody coming to visit you. I don't know what your situation is. So I thought it would be nice to kind of discuss that, because that's something that I didn't hear a lot about from other people ever. So it might be nice to know these things. Maybe I'm the only one who has the awkward questions. I don't know.
We're all well adjusted.
Excellent. Yes, we are.
Who needs a therapist?
No, nobody. I'm good. Hi, Mom. Excellent. And the board game we are playing today is technically Travel Rummy, also known as Rummikub. This is actually one of my favorite games. I used to play it a lot with my grandparents growing up, so, nice little family theme going on. We have a wonderful, professionally made, no, not really, video to explain how to play Travel Rummy. So let's go to the video. Hey everyone, here is a rundown of how to play Travel Rummy by Point Games. This is a travel-friendly version of the classic game Rummikub, and the rules are very similar. To start, here is what the game includes for play: 106 tiles, rule sheet, and 4 racks. The object of the game is to be the first person to run out of tiles from your rack. When you do so, shout "Rummy!" and then tally the scores. Here's how to play. First, decide how many rounds you want to play. Each round is made up of the number of games equal to the number of players. So, with 4 players, you'll play 4 games per round. 3 players, 3 games per round, and 2 players is 2 games per round. Once you decide the number of rounds, place all the tiles face down in the center and mix them up. Once mixed, each player chooses 14 tiles and places them on their rack. The tiles that are left over create the pool to be drawn from throughout the game. To play your tiles, you can create runs or groups. A group is a set of 3 or 4 tiles of the same number in different colors. A run is a set of 3 or more numbers in consecutive order in the same color. In your first turn, you must play runs and or groups that total 30 points in value. The point value of each tile is equal to the number on the tile. So you could play this, or this, or even this. Once you play 30 points in your first turn, you don't have to meet any point value in subsequent turns. If you can't play anything for your turn, you must take a tile from the pool, which ends your turn. No playing the tile you just took, even if the tile gods gave you exactly what you needed. During the game, you can manipulate the tiles in play, even if you did not place them. But you must always make sure that the sets have a minimum of 3 tiles and that groups keep all different colors and sets stay in consecutive order and are the same color. So you can add to a set, form new sets, split up a run, do a combined split, do multiple splits, or anything else that you might come up with, as long as you continue to make proper groups and runs. But remember, you must play at least 1 tile from your rack each turn. If you can't play a tile from your rack, you must take a tile from the pool, ending your turn. The Joker is a special piece. There are 2 jokers in Travel Rummy. The jokers are the point value equal to what they are being used for. Here, the joker is worth 11 points. Here, it's worth 8 points. This is mostly important for your first turn where you have to play at least 30 points. The joker can also be manipulated during the game, changing to the number and color needed for where it is placed. You can even replace the joker with your own tile in order to use it for a different set, like this. But once the joker is in play, it must stay in play and cannot be put into your rack for later. There is also technically a time limit. Each player has 1 minute to place and manipulate sets. If they cannot do so within a minute, they must take a tile from the pool and end their turn. Also, according to the rules, if a player cannot complete a move within 1 minute, they must replace all tiles moved to their original positions, take back any tiles played from their rack, and draw 3 tiles from the pool as penalty. Not gonna lie, I'm personally not a huge fan of the time limits, so I don't usually play with them. If a player starts to take too long, then I might do a 1 minute countdown, but I'm usually here to have fun with friends, not stare at a stopwatch all game. Another alternative might be to get a 3-minute hourglass to use per turn to ensure play continues at a good pace. It's up to you. I don't think you'll get in trouble if you alter the rules to your liking. If you didn't know, this is all made up. So how does the game end?
Whenever the first person plays all their tiles from their rack, they shout, "Rummy!" and the game immediately ends. All players with tiles still on their racks must add up the total number of the tiles as a negative number. So, if you have a 4, 6, and 3 left on your rack, you have negative 13 as your total score for that game. The winner of each game adds up all the other players' negative numbers as a positive number, which then becomes their score. So, if the other 3 players had a negative 15, negative 3, and negative 12, the winner would get 30 points total. I know the math there is technically weird, but you get it. Just be aware of having the joker in your rack at the end. The joker in your rack gives you a negative 30, so you definitely don't want that in your rack at the end of the game. Once you finish your first game, you set up for the next and play until you finish the round. Play as many rounds as you decided on, or as many as you want. And when you're done, add up all your negative and positive scores. Whoever has the highest score at the end wins. It is a rare event, but it is possible for the game to end because there are no tiles left. If no tiles are left in the pool and no player can play any more tiles, all players add up the tiles left on their racks. The player with the lowest number is the winner of that game. The other players subtract their number from the winner's total to find their final score. So if the winner only had 5 points on their rack and all the other players have 15 points on their racks, the other players would have a negative 10 as their score. The winner still gets the total of all the other players' scores as a positive amount. And that's how to play Travel Rummy. Have fun! Feel free to check out Tiny Duck Media for all sorts of gaming podcasts and shows. Like, subscribe, and follow these links to find our other content. Happy gaming!
Hey, we're back. Hey, we did it. All right, so now you're an expert. We did it. Yay, good job, us. So now you've seen the video, you know how to play. If you have the game and want to play along, I mean, go for it. Otherwise, we are going to demonstrate and play a little game or two to figure it out while we have our awkward conversation. We'll start, I'll start, and then we'll just work our way around. We always go to the left in Rummikub.
Okay.
So, Satya, you'll follow me. I can't do anything with the tiles I have collected, so I'm going to take another tile. That did not help me very much. Your turn, Satya. And I'm going to ask our first question to start us off. Also, if you're in the Twitch chat, feel free to drop questions in there. We're happy to interact with you guys. So if you have a question that comes up, feel free to ask us.
Drop questions or your answers to
Or your
our
answers
questions.
too. I
You're
like
part
that.
of the discussion as well.
Exactly. Maybe you have a better relationship with your family. Okay,
learning.
that's coming from
Dana, not from us.
We,
Yes.
in fact, ask chat if they have.
So I'm the only one playing on the first round.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh.
12. Oh wait, no, they have to be the same fucking color.
They
God
do
damn
have to
it, I
be
hate
the
my
same-
fucking. Wait, no, I'm still fine. I'm still no.
You got it?
Okay,
You could do that, yeah.
This works, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 11. 11.
Great.
11.
Perfect. Love it.
Make a wish.
All right. So just remember, for the first round, you have to play 30 points from your own board. After that, no,
At
don't have to
least
do
30 points.
at least 30 points. Yes, thank you for the correction. And I
Now,
still got
is
nothing.
that Joker mine, or is anybody allowed to?
At this point, it is in
manipulate it?
play. Once
Okay.
once you have the numbers on the board, like or in play, they stay in play. You're never allowed to like take it and put it back on your rack.
Sorry.
Yeah, shoot. I have moves, but it does not add up to 30, so I'm gonna take a tile. That didn't help me, motherfucker. Okay. Our first question of the awkward questions, we're gonna go straight into the really awkward. Just so you guys know what you're diving into with us.
We're not walking in.
The question
Not
is,
tipping our toes here.
nope. The question is, how would you describe your relationship with your family?
Okay.
This is the question that we are asking.
This is when we talk.
Yeah, this is when we talk. Yes.
I'm gonna see
Whenever it
discussion
hits to
as
your
we do
turn,
our-
feel
as we
free
go
to
our
like
turns,
take a
but-
tile or whatever. But yeah, we have the discussion while we
Yeah.
play the game.
I feel like my relationship with my family, I mean, I'm talking about nuclear family, is great. We have good communication. we have a group chat, and we are not allowed to send chains, by the way. If someone sends a chain or picture,
Like a
something
chain
like that,
email?
like a chain email,
Yeah.
it's like you're out. So we have a conversation about that.
You have kicked your mom out of the chat before, haven't you?
Boundaries, established boundaries with the family.
Yeah.
That is healthy.
There you go.
That is healthy. There you
healthy.
go. So, yes, and we chat every morning. Sometimes like, hey, good morning, have a good day, and that's kind of like my relationship with my family. Even though in distance, like we still kind of like chat every day somehow, and yeah, we communicate well. My sister and I kind of team back whenever we're like, oh, our parents are doing this that we think is not okay. So we kind of like are like, hey, it's your turn to talk to them. Okay, and then it's like, oh, it's my turn to talk to them, and then we have conversations about like general items that they need to pay attention to. So, but that's kind of like my family.
Did you go? Did you take your turn?
Yeah.
Oh, you already took. Did you take a tile?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. What about you, Mel?
I'm pretty to go with nuclear family. I have a pretty great relationship.
Nice.
Not gonna lie, those are my homies.
Yeah.
Like my mom is my bestie. But also like every other parent, you know, sometimes my mom does annoy the hell out of me, but also like that's what she's supposed to do.
That's fair.
Like my mother is like, I like everything I do, everything I want to do and aspire to be in this crazy little thing we call life. Just wanted to be a little cheesy. This crazy little thing we call life. I low key, not even low key, pretty much high key. I pretty much like do everything for, like I do it for her.
Oh,
Like
wow.
everything I do is for her.
Oh wow.
My mom has been like in my corner the longest, but also that means I'm like fiercely protective. So like when my parents divorced, I was like any man that tried to come near my mom, it was just like,
Punch in the face.
I'll get ya. I'm 12, but I'll swing.
Oh my god.
But yeah, and it wasn't until like I grabbed a tile, by the way.
Yeah. No.
Okay,
we're
Google,
yeah.
already-
Okay, Google.
We all have as
Just
well.
me
It's
just
I'm
not
terrible.
paying attention to what's
Nah,
happening
you good.
in front of me. So it wasn't until I met my now stepdad. Him and her together just makes sense.
Good.
It's like great, and my step siblings amazing.
Nice.
Also just have a lot of siblings in general because both my parents remarried. It's a whole thing.
Oh, okay.
But my immediate family with my mom, my stepdad, and my siblings, just mwah.
That's really nice.
That's so cute.
Oh, that is really nice. I'm jealous.
Shout out, shout out to the Douglases.
Hey, Douglases
Hey.
did a good job.
Whenever they eventually find this.
Yeah.
It
That's
is
fair.
back to your turn, by the way. If you have,
Oh, is it?
play,
Yeah, if you've got to play.
you got
I
to
still
play
have
now.
nothing.
Now,
I still have nothing.
What do you got?
I got a good relationship with my
Oh,
family.
okay.
That's what
No, I was
so-
just
so
like,
now
what do you
it's
got for an answer?
So it's pretty good, honestly. And I have like recently, in like the past few recent years, been taking bigger steps to have a better more closer relationship with my family, because when I moved out, I'm from Iowa originally, central Iowa. I moved to Chicago for back off Nebraska.
Not corn.
That's South Dakota. That's where the Corn Palace is.
South Dakota is where the Corn Palace is. Nebraska is where the Corn Huskers are.
That's
Iowa is where the corn is grown.
That is also true.
What's up?
Shuck.
So,
It's corn.
anyways, when I moved to Chicago for college, like when I was 18 years old. And from that point on, did not spend too much more time like living at home with my family. Like
Yeah.
did the summer after my freshman year, like December intercession, and then that next summer of 2016, I got my first apartment in Chicago, and I've not lived with
Yeah.
my family since. So and I was just not through that time really didn't make as big a effort to be as close a part of my family as I possibly could.
Yeah.
Was still going home for Thanksgiving,
Sure,
and
the big stuff.
Christmas, birthdays, like trips, and they were coming over. But I certainly wasn't making as bigger an effort as I could have been doing. And I've been doing that more recently. Like I've been following sports more. It gives me something to really talk about with my dad and my
Okay,
brother
yeah.
here. And my brother is 5 years younger than me. So we are only just now getting to the point we're at the same like relative level of maturity where we can talk to each other. Like we were able to this past summer at his birthday, we did his 21st birthday in Las Vegas.
Oh,
So we were able
hell
to
yeah.
we had
I wish.
and we had a nice we had a nice time there, and but we're able to just really talk to each other like at the same level for the most part. Like I still like, and like I just remember like sitting at a bar with him, and like we were having the drinks and just like talking like really frankly. Like of course like I've got that more experience level to be like, let me give you a little bit of insight that I have into what you're about to walk into. But like it was really good to just have that time to just talk
That's
with
awesome.
him.
That is really cool.
And
Nice. Have you gone, by the way? Did you take a tile or anything?
I did take my towel.
You did a tile. Okay. I still can't do anything, so I'm gonna take a tile as well. Still can't do anything. God,
That's
this
a
sucks.
pretty loaded.
I know. I have
That's actually
so
a
many.
fully loaded rack.
It
right?
really is.
Dana, your rack is bursting.
You know, I hear that all the time. All right. Well, since you all spouted such lovely things about your family, I'm the token bad one. Listen, I have a relationship with my family. It can be very hit and miss at times. Sometimes we're fine, sometimes we're less than fine. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit more, but yeah, like I wanted to throw that out there, not as a like, oh, poor me kind of a thing, but as like if you're watching this and you were like, man, these three people have great relationships and I don't, and I suck. Nope, you don't. You don't suck. Your family might suck a little bit. And you might suck a little bit too, I'm not gonna lie, I know you. But I'm just
We
saying.
all suck for different reasons here, okay?
I'm just saying, everybody's path is different. Everybody has different stuff going on. So like, you're fine. You're fine. You figure it out. You're fine.
It's corn.
It's corn.
It's corn.
That's just that becomes your phrase. Have you gone, Satya? So now that we've discussed our relationships with our families,
We
yes,
are
good job
we
us.
are playing. Good job us.
Yes, good job.
job us.
Good
Good
job
job
us.
you.
And let's celebrate. By,
Hey, can you actually do something?
Yes, I can.
Sweet.
Also relying on that Joker there.
Gotta love that
Put that
Joker.
in the shot,
You guys
right?
got the two
Yeah.
Jokers, of course, and oh man.
That's
Yeah,
it,
if you
Anna,
wanna-
right
yeah.
there.
So we're gonna go into, since we're playing the game, I thought games would be fun to bring up. What is the game or activity that you guys like is your go-to that like brings like makes everything go good or maybe go bad? I don't know. But like, what's your go-to game/activity with your family and like gatherings and stuff? It's a good question,
This is
right?
a great question.
I think for mine, it depends on the situation, but every family reunion that I remember having, we always played, and I'm gonna call it how I call it, we always played bags. Does anyone know what bags is?
Cornhole.
Cornhole.
Yes, thank you.
But
I
also,
know it
we
is
call
bags.
we call it bags as well, but I
Yes.
also know that it is
It is
typically
cornhole.
known as.
I didn't know it was cornhole until I was like in my mid-20s and somebody, and they were like, yeah, there's a cornhole tournament. And I was like, what?
Fucking what?
Yeah,
What?
I've only known it as cornhole, and then I went to college in the Midwest, and I heard people call it bags, and I
Yeah.
went, "Excuse you?
Yeah.
No,
Excuse you?
Excuse
Here's the thing. When I was I think either just about 20 in that area when I first
you
heard.
take a time?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
You're good.
God
And I heard it called cornhole, and I heard it kind of out of context, so I couldn't immediately assume what people were talking about, and I was like, calling it cornhole sounds really weirdly sexual and like weird sexual.
Thank you. It
Right?
does.
Right? It feels like taking a corn cob and putting it somewhere you're not supposed to
Yup,
put a
yup.
corn cob.
Yup.
Wrong
But anyways,
side of the body there.
Yup. That's
that.
my.
Country
thanks
girls
for,
make do."
Ribbed.
Thanks for bringing that up because that's my family game. So
I think my
gonna call it
family
bags.
game is video games.
Really?
Nice.
My dad used to own a video game shop. So I grew up
Every child's
working
dream.
with video games. All of like the Nintendo 64, GameCube, PlayStation, Xbox, all of those. And so my dad knows how to play video games. My mom doesn't, but she likes to watch how we play video games. And now that we have our nephews, they like to play Mario Kart or other random video games. So now we can play with my sister or with my brother-in-law and the kids. And we didn't play for a while, but now that the kids are like getting into video games, it's like, okay, we're enjoying this family activity.
Yeah, it's fun again.
Yeah, it's fun again.
Nice.
So yeah, I don't know if you ever play like GoldenEye.
The first-person
Yes.
shooter?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I remember with my family and friends as well, we used to play the
Wait.
one where you will kill a person with one shot and it was just a slaps. That was the best thing ever. Where
Okay.
you have no weapons and it was like slap.
I have to ask this for anybody else who's also thinking this. Did you play Odd Job?
No.
Good.
What's Odd Job?
Odd Job is the cheat to the player versus player mode in it. Odd Job is significantly shorter, which makes him a harder target to hit. So if you're playing as Odd Job, you're effectively cheating.
Oh, gotcha,
and
gotcha.
Everyone knows it.
Gotcha, okay.
Yes.
Whose turn is it, by the way? I'm just...
One of yous.
Okay.
Oh, it is
Oh, okay.
mine. I was trying to remember what the thing was.
The game activity is your go-to.
Yes.
Fam.
It's kind of like on a little bit of a person-by-person basis. Overall, it's definitely cooking. My mother taught me how to cook. My whole like family is from New Orleans, so like cooking is just what we do.
Nice.
So like, pretty much when I go home, I cook with my mother. I cook with my grandmother and my aunts. That's a whole fun thing. And also now that I have my step-siblings, we all just hang out while me and my mother are cooking.
Nice.
But if I'm hanging out with just my step-siblings, we're playing video games, getting absolutely trashed upstairs.
Yeah.
It is the way it would be me, my stepbrother, my stepbrothers, stepsister, and her now husband. We would just get absolutely shit-faced. And
you get-
scream at each other.
Do you get better or worse at the games when you get drunk?
It depends on the game.
Oh, okay.
If it's Mario Kart, one of us is getting better first.
Like you have to get better and then you get worse, like that
Absolutely.
little bell curve. type
However,
thing?
if we're playing Mario Party,
Okay.
it's dealer's choice. It's just gonna be from the jump, we know who's gonna win.
Okay.
And it just works like that.
Oh, okay,
I've
nice.
only won once.
Once?
Once.
That's it.
Mario
Yeah,
Party?
it's quite homophobic being the only gay sibling.
That's rough.
You know?
That's rough.
And I'm the one that plays Birdo, so it just feels like an extra layer, you know?
God, my hand sucks. Okay.
Mine too.
What about you, Chandler? What's your go-to?
We have a couple games that, in addition, like, we have bags, but we also do ladders. We call it, or string ball. We call it string ball. I believe it's known colloquially, typically as ladders, where you have two, ladder type looking things that set up. You got one level here. It's of like pipes, like plastic like type piping there.
Okay.
They're set up on two far sides, and you have golf balls connected to a string, and
Okay.
you just throw them.
What?
And you got to try and get them onto the other side there, and if you get it, swing
Oh,
around
yes,
there.
yes. Okay, I
And
think I
you
know.
get different points on that. We play that. But the big Phase 10, which I already mentioned to you guys, we played a lot of Phase 10. But the big one we always play every year at Thanksgiving is Mexican Train, which is a Domino's
Okay.
game.
Yeah.
That is always the big thing, to collect as many people around the table to
That's
play that.
fun.
Do we have our own do we have
Ooh, I think so.
a fan quest?
Yes, we do. This next question comes to us from Ross David Christian. Thank you. Name a moment in your life when you knew, and wait, what? You knew and yes, there it is. Name a moment in your life when you knew you and a family member were tight. Like good, like really close. I like that. That's a good one. Is it my turn?
You
I
drew
took
yours,
one.
So
Oh, it's over to you, Satya.
it's Satya.
I just took one though.
You took one?
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta notify each other.
I know, right?
We're
just getting so deep.
I know, right? Oh
your turn.
God, when you were tight. I'm not really sure.
For me, it was with my sister, because we have an age gap as well, and my sister and I are very different. But I think it kind of was when I had a relationship and I broke up with that person, and then she sat down next to me and said, "Oh, you know, I'm glad you broke up with that person because I don't like that person. I think you deserve better." And that's when I was like, this is the first time, number one, you talk about this relationship. Number two, this is the first time that you give me a wise advice.
Don't you love it when the sibling finally pulls through?
I know, right? It feels such a relief.
Right? I have so many tiles right now.
You're drowning.
I have so
That
many
is
tiles.
remarkable.
And I can't make any of them. Oh my God.
You're so close.
I'm
in so
gonna
many different
lose this so
different ways.
bad.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
What about you guys? Anything? Any moments of tightness?
Yeah, I mean, I think like it kind of falls in just with what I was talking about with my brother.
Yeah,
in Vegas. 'Cause we had, we had, again, a couple talks like at a bar, like I think it was technically morning of the day after his birthday. Like we had been up like that whole day.
Sure.
Talking in the bar, just the two of us. We each had tequila sunrises. Just and like that conversation getting deep, and then we had another talk at the pool like the next afternoon with some beer. Again, just like that talk was more super. It was just about sports, the upcoming football season, college football season, and just like getting to talk like that. And I was like, that was like really a conversation like I had with you before yet, and it was really nice to just do that and have that and like closer.
Yeah.
Our relationship is evolving.
Ooh, it's evolving. It's in its
Next stage,
yeah.
whatever. Like
whatever the Pokemon changes.
That's an evolution.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's evolved into the next.
Satya, is it your turn?
Did you go?
Did you go?
No, I can find. It's my turn. Did you take a tile and everything?
I already did. That's why I pointed at
Okay,
you.
so now I
got
can
it?
finally get.
Can
on the
you
board.
finally get on the board? Yes.
Another 10.
Hey.
Another
So,
10, which is
watch me,
completely-
guys.
Oh.
Watch me.
What?
Ooh,
Big
yes.
her.
Watch me.
Shit.
Watch me. Watch me.
It's just.
Let's
Yeah.
actually get these a
Watch
bit more
me,
forward
watch
camera shot.
I need that 11, that Joker, and then can you put this one there?
Oh, all right, yeah.
And then this one goes here. And
Okay.
So we got
7, 8, 9.
7, 8,
Hold
9
on.
right there.
Yeah.
let me
Wait.
see.
I mean, it's backwards,
That is
but
not-
whatevs.
That is not math. Now it's math.
Now it's math.
And
Math is hard.
It
needs to be
is.
math.
It's okay. It's okay if you're not good at math.
Oh.
You don't need to be good at math. I'm not.
And this one goes here.
Okay.
And
Can you
Damn.
relax?
You went
Like-
from nothing to
I
like
was
now you have
waiting-
everything.
I
Been
was
sitting
waiting
on
for
shit.
so long. That's it. That's all I got.
that's a good
Oh wait,
Better
no.
be. Hey,
That's a good move.
Hey,
That two over there.
The two, oh, join into this group?
Yeah.
There you go. Love it.
damn.
And I
That's
think
pretty good.
That's all I got. I've
That's
been
pretty
grabbing too
good.
many tiles,
Yeah,
guys.
it better be all you got.
Dude, I have so many too.
Yeah.
Nice. Over to you
Here's your
now.
move.
That was a serve.
That was a
Sir,
serve.
That was
now we got stuff to do here. Now we got.
quite
Yeah, right.
entertaining. I'm trying to. There can't be repeated colors in a
It has to be all be
No,
different for the
yeah.
set.
Yeah, so for a group, the most you're gonna get is 4.
It's 4. Yeah.
You can grab one to make another
group.
group.
You could, yes.
You could break it down as long as
You could
have
break
3.
it. If
They
you
all
got
have to
2
be at
other
least
2s
3,
and
though.
just take the one color you need,
Yep.
you can do that too.
Well, I wish I could do that.
That's
That's the thing. I wish
really
I wish I
nice.
could just
fair.
do that.
Yeah,
but you
that's
know,
It sounds great.
it's fine. You
I'd love to
know,
live in a world where I could do that.
big sleigh. Love that for me. Can't relate. But,
Okay, I'm gonna ask our next question, which is, it sounds like we've got a lot of really great relationships with family members, which is awesome. However, in any good relationship, there's still arguments that happen. There's still discussions, there's fights, whatever, right? So the question is, how do you deal with fights or arguments during family functions? Mal, you want to answer that, I feel like.
oh God, I'm the confrontational one.
Are you?
You're the one that pours the gas and throws the match and then
Yeah.
walks away.
You know, will neither confirm nor deny that, but also a lot of yeah. So like
This is just getting better and better right now.
my family, the immediate nuclear family, loves to do a nice little 50-50 combo of like passive aggressive and then just like aggressive, but just like casually aggressive, passive aggressive and casually aggressive, as I like to
Okay.
call it. Because like casually aggressive is like, okay, sometimes an argument will happen and it'll be like, oh, and I'm like, okay, where's the resolution? Clearly, both of you are wrong in this aspect. You should be able to see this by now. They don't see it. And so they just put it away until later.
Okay.
And later comes, and then the passive aggression comes in.
Okay.
And so like, according to my stepbrother, that was just kind of something that just like happened on a regular basis. And he would tell me this when I was in college. So like, I wasn't home for most of it. I was in Missouri. And so when I got back to I was living in my mother's house for phase 1 of quarantine back in 2020.
Oh, okay.
I walked right into it. And so me being messy and not liking passive aggressive negative energy because that's stressful. It's stressful to hold on to that kind of thing. I got the opportune time during family lunch dinner time when everyone was like trying to be civil and it just wasn't happening. It was just like silent eating and glances. And I literally just said, am I gonna have to be the one to say this? Am I gonna have to be the one to say it? And everyone's like, say what? And I said, don't you act like that around me.
Yes.
Okay, but how did that turn out? Did that go like?
Oh, it turned out great.
Really?
Because here's the thing. I told everyone about themselves. I went down the line.
Ooh.
I went my mom, and then my stepdad, and then my stepbrother, and then myself. Because I'm like, listen, I'm not going to read and drag all of you without acknowledging that I, too, am a fucking menace. Imagine living with this 25-8. It's a lot. And so
Amazing.
I called out on why everyone was wrong. I called out on my own wrongs because I know I'm a little too confrontational and sometimes people don't know how to approach me, which is fine. It's a valid criticism. I can accept that about myself.
Okay.
And we initiated all of us talking it out. And
Yeah.
that was the steps of us starting to be like more open with our feelings and communicating.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes you just have to aggressively rip off the Band-Aid. And unfortunately, it's always me. I have to be
You're
the one
always the Band-Aid
to
ripper.
rip the Band-Aid off. It's, would it be like sometimes my family, sometimes with my chosen family, I have to be like, guys, come on now. The root of the issue is obvious. Is no one gonna say it? And truth bomb. Now let's talk about it.
Very cool. You know what? I feel like you should come with me and my family because we do that where it's just the whole like, yeah, you kind of like figure out a point where you just like leave it alone.
Oh, I have a
Just,
flat
like,
rate.
Whatever. Oh, okay.
Just,
this is a service you provide?
$20 per day and a bucket of chicken. That's it.
Affordable.
I can do that. Yeah. But yeah, no, with us, it's like, it's very much just like the you know, I said something that you don't like, and now I get very quiet, and you get very quiet, and we're just, okay, bye, and just like leave. So that's how our family deals with confrontation.
I'd say, yeah, our family's a bit more like that. Again, not a lot of confrontation that I can really think about. Like, if it's anything, it would have been,
Is it my
like,
turn?
I'm thinking of, it was
I think it
Did you
is
draw
my
it?
turn.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Mal's turn.
Oh, that's right, because you just had the big move.
Mal's turn. If thinking back, it's either me or my brother during our like angsty teenage phase of like bringing in negative attitude in because angsty teenagers, and my parents typically didn't do too much with it. They were just like, he'll calm down, and if we did, and typically we did, nothing else needed to be done. Or recently other things have happened, or other instances have like made my brother upset, and I noticed that, and I talked to him like, hey, like well after the fact of this happened, I was like, hey, maybe like can go afterward, like you can do whatever you want. I can tell you where mom is coming from on this side.
Okay.
Doesn't make anything.
So you're like the mediator.
Doesn't like, oh, I'm just trying to talk to him because I could see that he was really upset about this certain thing, and I was like, I can tell you where mom is, but that does not invalidate what you are currently feeling, even though that is not in her intention to put you in that state. I do suggest you go talk to her about it. And then he did that, and it was a big thing, and I removed myself from the situation. It was a big thing insofar as that sort of confrontation does not typically happen within our family.
Gotcha.
As far as it wasn't a big blowout or a big
Yeah.
argument inside of a mall or something like that, but it was just like a bit shocking to my mom that confrontation was happening.
Yeah.
And then I excused myself from the situation. They wanted, or so they could talk it out, and they felt better about it afterwards. And I talked to my brother. I'm like, I'm really proud of you for advocating for yourself in this way, but also going forward, advocate for yourself in that moment, and then you don't have to stew on these feelings
Sure.
and get it worse afterwards.
Wow, that sounds healthy and well adjusted, huh?
That wasn't a loaded statement at all.
Nope.
So
Nope. All good. I think it's your turn, by the way.
for me, I think it has evolved throughout the times where it was a time where we could not communicate really well. And I actually went to family therapy with my mom because we were having a lot of issues communicating. And I feel like then we established a good level of trust where she said, I will never say anything that will hurt you or it's bad intention. I will always support you. And she even said, if you murder someone, even if you do, and you tell me, I will help you as much as I can to, not to cover it up, obviously, but to kind of like get over that situation, And so I always have that in my memory. She said, you can tell me your darkest secret, and I'm still your mom, and I will be always with you. So that was kind of like a good baseline for us in communication. And then also with confrontations in my family, because I'm not there with them anymore right now, every time that they have a confrontation, they call me. So it's like something blows up. Let's say my mom and my sister have a discussion. And then my sister goes home and she says, hey, Satya, I talked to mom about this, but I don't agree with her. What do you think? And it always is like, what do you think? And then I'm like, okay, well, I think you're right. And then I'm like, okay, I'll chat with mom. And then I go back to mom and say, hey, I heard about this. What happened? Most of the time I just start the conversation and she just says it. And then I'm like, I think you should really consider A, B, and C, and kind of like give her advice. Then same to my sister. So then kind of like they can reunite. Same with my parents. My parents, you can see them fighting right now, and then in 5 minutes they'll be like, what do you want, my love? I feel like they have like really overcome like a lot of things and a lot of family issues. My family was not perfect at all, but then it has come to a point where we have struggled so much in communication, in issues, in several things that we have come to a point that it's like, you know what, we already lived all that, we already learned, let's not move forward with that anymore and be close to each other. So that's how we are managing family issues lately.
I'm hearing communication is key in a lot of these. Yeah.
Who fucking knew?
Who would have thought?
Family
Weird.
therapy. I can tell you about someone.
Shout out to therapists. Y'all be going through it with these people.
Your intelligence, your emotional intelligence.
You charge that much for a reason.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Oh,
All right. Well, that was a heavy question. So let's move to a slightly lighter question, which is, which do you prefer, large family gatherings or smaller, more intimate groups, like family dinners and that kind of thing?
Smaller, more intimate groups. Definitely smaller groups. Because, like,
Yeah.
big family functions, I'm just like, why?
Why are you here?
I understand.
like, I don't know half these people.
Honestly, I'm just like,
It's true.
here's the thing. I'm just like, I know some of you. I know of a lot of you. My love is there, but also just like, I haven't seen you since I was like 7. I'm 25. What are we talking about?
Let me sum
What's
up
going
the
on
last
here?
13 years.
I'm like, here's the thing. It's getting weird. I'm gonna go over here and sip on my Hennessy in the corner. But like with like small intimate gatherings, like like I said earlier, cooking is such a big thing for me. So like it's just like small intimate gatherings with the people you closely associate with is just something that just feels sacred. Whether it be like growing up, like family dinners were just a thing on a regular basis.
Oh, okay.
And there's such a bigger emphasis now because we have a blended family. And also growing up with that, I carry that into my adult life with my chosen family here in Chicago. I'm just like, if I don't see you over my apartment and I'm not cooking for you, we've got beef. What's the issue?
God damn it.
Because I can understand like, oh, you have work, you're busy, you're touring, work. Yeah, but like, where are you?
I'm going to make you dinner. Come on.
I have straight up cooked entire meals and have gone on almost every single colored train in this city to bring them to people.
Oh, jeez.
In one day, I have delivered Tupperware full of food from Ravenswood all the way to Pilsen.
Oh my gosh, you got on the pink line down there.
Yes, and
Dang.
honestly, shout out to the Pink Line, because like,
If y'all don't know,
Whenever-
if you don't know what kind of trip that is, if you're not in Chicago and you're not familiar with
It's
the
long.
CTA, that's your entire
long-
day.
it's a
right
long
there.
day,
Yes,
To go
yeah.
down
it is
and
a long
back,
day.
That's your day.
and like there's a subset of TikTok of Chicago talk where people or like some people is going to be like, which is your favorite line? What's your favorite train?
Yeah.
Everyone says, I love the blue line. I love the purple line. The few people that say I love the red line, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself.
we take
No one loves
this
it.
conversation taking a turn.
The pink line is so cute. We love the color pink. It goes in just in a cute little square, and all the places it goes are all pretty fun. So
That's true. That is true.
I agree with you.
shout out to
Pilsen.
shout out to the UIC in Pilsen that gave me my monkeypox vaccine. We love you.
Hey, good job, guys. Wait, who's
What was
turn
the
is it?
question?
Was it your turn? Satya, did you go?
The
Yes, I just
question.
grabbed one tile.
Oh, big family groups or small intimate stuff?
Ooh. Well, I am gonna go with small
I can
family
play
gatherings
now.
now
Go for it.
because I feel like I haven't seen my extended family that much. Like it's that at this point I'm like, okay, I either see all my extended family or my close family, so I'd rather do my close family, nuclear family. But yeah, I think that's pretty much my answer.
I would go with bigger family gatherings.
Yeah,
typically,
I'm with you.
Because usually it is smaller family gatherings for me at least. And I don't, my father's side of the family is much smaller. He has just his brother, and then my uncle only has 2 daughters that are like really my blood cousins, and then he remarried, and so, but I barely know his other family. But so that side of the family is very small. It's just the 4 of us there, as far as like cousins on the same generation level. And as opposed to my mother's side, she had like 7 siblings. I can't keep track because I've not actually met all of her siblings.
Oh my gosh, really?
Because part of her, that's where some real drama in the family is that I've never experienced because it's a generational gap as
Sure.
far as where that drama was happening. My mother's father, his first wife died and then married my grandmother
Okay.
and then had 4 more kids.
Okay.
And One of his eldest daughter, not a fan of my grandmother at all.
Oh.
Like that is a lot. There was a lot of drama with that.
Ooh, that's your mother.
Ooh, you are
So-
spilling the tea. I like it.
So I've got, that's the thing. Like, this is stuff-
This is what I came here for.
This is stuff.
I just
but
wanna
that's
hear
the thing.
gossip.
This is all stuff I've only ever heard very secondhand from my mom,
Okay.
who was experiencing this as the youngest child
Okay,
of
sure.
this family.
So even she had a gap.
So yeah, she
of.
had a significant gap.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she was like her eldest siblings were like off getting married before like,
Like
she
when she
was
was
out
still
of
a
high
kid.
school.
Oh, okay, yeah.
basically. I have aunts that are grandmothers right now, and I'm nowhere near making my mom a grandmother at the moment.
Yeah.
So just to give have been grandmas for a very
while,
long
yeah.
time. To that extent, just like the very like gap in ages at
Sure.
that point. So when we've done bigger family gatherings, it's been from weddings, funerals,
Right.
and I just get to see other parts of the family. I don't know, again, too many names to keep track of.
Sure.
But I kind of like being in the bigger atmosphere. I get to see some of the other cousins that I really like that I don't often get to see anyways.
Yeah.
So that's why I always kind of prefer the bigger ones, just because those don't happen very often.
Yeah.
For me, anyways.
Yeah, that's
Just
fair.
asking, just kind of adding on that, on the number. I think that's why I prefer my smaller groups, because my dad has 9 brothers and sisters, and my mom has 5 brothers and sisters. So just like those large.
Yeah, you have
reunions.
like 50 first cousins.
Yeah, and and my dad is one of the youngest ones of 10. But yes, 10 or 9, I can't remember. So imagine that family gathering where it's like grandchildren, great grandchildren. You know, it's like, oh my god. So
Actually, here's the another thing. I might have had a different answer if I was at the last big family function. When my great uncle Pat died, and that was my grandmother's brother, so that brought a whole bunch of people like together for that, and that's that part of that my family there that I am very kind of tangentially connected to, blood related, but I've really not met a lot of those people. That's the white trash part of my family right there. That's the simplest way to say it. That's the simplest. That's the quickest way to put.
there's no
put all
script
that.
on the show, guys.
And-
No script.
Without, and again, never been at a period in my life where when I've been interacting with that side could I get into any kind of political talk, but I'm sure I have a vague idea of what those views would be like. And talking to my brother and father who were at that function, they also were very much like, how quickly can we get out of this situation?
wow.
Yeah.
Of just not being like, we really don't know these people and are also not
Yeah.
cut from the same cloth.
Well, that's a perfect segue, actually. But before we go to the next question, I will just say, I think it's funny how I've heard a lot of people say this, like where they have the family where it's like, oh yeah, we have those cousins, you know? And they're like, you know, and they're like usually, I mean, I'm gonna fully say it, like usually it's like the lower income, like white trash cousins. And I was like, that's so funny. I don't have that in my family. And then I grew up and I realized that I wasn't. So I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's okay. We do have that in our family, and I was a part of it. Anyways.
Your turn. I just went, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes
Anyways.
the truth hurts.
It
You know?
does. Revelations in life, man.
Don't you hate finding out an objective truth about yourself way later than you anticipated? I was like, this would have helped in the moment.
Oh my gosh. But that is a perfect segue because how do you navigate different political beliefs in your family? And we're going to set this at family dinner. So it's dinner time, you've got a conversation happening, and political beliefs start coming up, and they're very different, and people are getting passionate and personal. What do you do?
What do you...
This is also me asking for advice.
That's the thing. I mean, my answer's, I'll go first because my answer's short. I've never really been in that situation.
Oh my gosh.
That, like, my family is very blue. Even my grandparents, who could be whose personal views themselves may be dated as far, can at the very least be like, that Trump guy is a fucking idiot. They'll at least say that, and then we don't have to take it any further. The biggest difference was I'm like, yeah, I would love to have Bernie as president, and my dad was like, well, I don't know about that. I'm like, I don't know if I would have a beer with Bernie. I'm like, what do you mean, Dad? Everyone would love to have a beer with Bernie. He's like, no, you're right about that. And then he took it back. He's like, wait, no, you're right. Having a beer with Bernie Sanders would be fun. But yeah, there's not a big difference, at least as far as the wider political scope of this country is concerned. There's not enough of difference in my political beliefs to my family's political beliefs to ever bring up an actual conflict.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah.
That is good, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm doing lots of things because
Do
I
it.
had
Do
so
the
many
things. Do
fucking
the
tiles.
things.
Julie.
Julie,
Do a flip. I'm just gonna let you know right now, Bestie. I do not have any advice, kind of, for you.
Okay.
Because like we don't really have the.
And this has turned into advices for Dana.
We don't really have like the aggressively different political talks at dinner time with my family. I mean, I was gonna frankly say it's kind of a black thing, but I'm like, Herschel Walker exists, so
Also true.
there's
yes.
always one, and honestly, we do have one. The whole situation another time. But when it comes to talking politics with my family, like say at dinner, generally we're all kind of in the same ballpark. But I will say I have been putting in the work to radicalize my family.
Okay.
Because they're just like, because we talk, and I'm like, we talk finances and things, and I'm just like, you do realize a lot of the problems, even though you work your asses off, come from the fact that rich people are given handouts.
Yes.
I've just been sprinkling little inklings like that
Nice.
around. And then my mother's like soaking it like a sponge. And I'm just
Okay.
like, yes! But, so that's really like not really an issue. However, when it comes to like social things, and also like say, I'm occasionally educating on how, queer people work.
Sure.
It's like, I have to nip certain things in the bud out of like, sometimes the random problematic statement that comes from not a place of maliciousness, but just ignorance.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
So there have been times I had to be like, that's a homophobic and or transphobic thing to say. Let's not do that. Or I'd be like, that's kind of ableist. Let's not. Be like, ooh, that's inherently not something you should be saying. Here's how we navigate that. Because also, if I ever bring a partner home, which not even if, and when I eventually,
Sure.
sorry, I had to get the inner frustrated teenager out.
It might not happen.
He's like, validate me. That's probably gonna go into another question. But
I'm here for it.
whenever that eventually does happen, I also want my family to be like, hi, this is how my life works, which is drastically different than what you would think it's like.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna bring people from my adult life to y'all, I want this to be a safe space because I hype y'all up all the time, but also I don't want you to make my people uncomfortable because you're from just stark different backgrounds.
Okay, can I just ask you?
Absolutely.
Like, how does that go when you're like, hey, that was homophobic or whatever it was? Like, that was ableist. Like, when you call them out on stuff like that, how does that go?
Not gonna lie, generally, they're just like, oh, I didn't realize, I'm so sorry, and then we just move on.
Oh my God. Okay.
There are some aspects I'd be like,
Are you
this is,
taking notes, Dana?
Yep, sure am.
this is homophobic, and here's why I give them a brief explanation.
So, they just accept it. Okay, great.
They do.
That's gonna be fine.
I will say, though, I have had a lot of friends be like, Mel, how do I bring this up?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, here's the thing. Considering I'm a bitch, my immediate
down.
option and advice I tell people is like, the only way to
Just be a bitch. Okay.
honestly, in my opinion, sometimes the only way if you're gonna go up to people who are hard-headed intentionally because they don't want to be told that they are wrong. Sometimes you just have to annoy them and get in their face and tell them that they're wrong because they're going to be ignorant to your face.
Yeah.
What makes you think you can't be ignorant back to them? But also it goes into the aspect of, okay, what if they still don't learn anything from that?
Yeah.
Sometimes it just goes into the hard question of like, is this where the cutout happens?
Okay.
And as someone who who is currently in a cutout situation,
Okay.
but is kind of stuck for like reasons. Yeah, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And if say certain family members don't want to change, even though they know that it is something that is important to you, but they expect you to fold for them. Make them see the real consequences of their actions. So be like, you fucked around. All right, get ready to find out.
Okay.
Because like blood family, and then like for a lot of people I know who I've had these conversations with, like blood family is something obviously we all cherish and we all, growing up, being born, need at that time.
Yeah.
But family is also what you make of it. And blood family isn't necessarily the end all be all.
I love that you bring up the concept of blood family, because a lot of the times, like a toxic family relationship we'll use that line, blood is thicker than water.
Yeah.
To separate you from friends or found family or whatever else you've had in favor of others, in favor of your biological family. And here's the fun thing, kids. That is misquoted.
Yes, it is! Yes, it is!
The actual saying is
There you go.
the blood
Check our
of the
chat.
covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. I.e., the bonds that you choose to make via a covenant, being
Right.
like you've agreed, are stronger than that which
That
you
you were
have been born
into,
from.
Yeah. Okay.
The ones you choose to make. Again, you can
Lesson
make that
learned.
choice to be strongly close with your biological family. But then again, that is your choice to be keeping with those relationships. You make the choice to maintain the relationships that you want. And you don't need to be manipulated by toxic relationships from your family because it's family.
Right.
Big slay.
Interesting. All right. I like
For
that.
me, political conversations are kind
you
of
do your
easy.
turn?
Yes.
Are they?
Yes. So in Mexico, we have a different political system, obviously. And in this case, there's like people that really supports the actual president, and there's people that wanted to support him, but then saw the shit show that he's creating. So a lot of times the confrontation as a joke, I will say, because my dad and I kind of like confronted, but joke around about it.
Okay.
Because where he's like, oh yeah, the president did this, and I'm like, what's your source? Where did you read that? Okay.
Cite your sources.
I would like to read that article that you just mentioned, because Facebook is not a good source to read those things.
The Facebook
Not
memes.
Facebook, not WhatsApp, not him giving a speech every morning, because we have found that he has done more lies ever than anyone else. So I think that's how I personally navigate those, and then I state facts. So for instance, he took some of the funding for doctors that are studying, and one of my friends is there, and one of my uncles or my dad, I think, posted on Facebook that he was supporting doctors, and then I asked her, and she said, no, he's actually taking funding from us. And then I went back and said, look at your sources. And that was the end of the story. So sources.
Always check your sources.
Always check your sources.
If you're having a conversation with me, check your sources.
Put it in MLA format.
That's hilarious. Awesome.
Your move.
Oh, my move. Okay. Well, let me ask the next question first before I do the move. Okay. So we have the political. We've got some good strategies for politics and everything, and just awkward things. But then, you know what? Mostly because, Malachi, you mentioned this before, of like dealing with a lot of people. What's the biggest pressure you feel from your family? Like the pressure to do or be or whatever, Like what is that? I think for me, it was always, I don't know about now, but like growing up, I always felt a lot of pressure to be like the good student, you know, like the get A's and like I remember repeatedly my mother telling me, no, your job right now is to be a student. Like that is your job, you do your job. I do my job. No, she's not. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but I was just like, that was, I think throughout like my, you know, childhood into young adulthood, it was very much just like, no, get good grades. Do the thing, learn. So that was mine, which isn't that big of a deal. So I was like, oh, okay.
Wasn't
that's
it
not-
more
that's
like
not
be
it.
successful? It's like that pressure.
Yeah, it was kind of like, I think that was
their
like
version
the
of
success.
success.
Yeah, it was like to be successful, you have to first be a good student. And that was, you know, that was the first step into the, you know, steps of life or whatever you want to say. But I think that was probably the biggest one for me. What about you guys?
I see.
Please,
there.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, mine's a kind of a similar vein, but not so similar vein to yours, but not so like heavy. It was always the simple pressure of do the best that you can, like always.
Oh, okay.
And which ended up translating to a fairly high academic standard of excellence because early on I showed off that I was quite smart to my parents and I was getting good grades there, and so my parents were like,
Okay, you want
"There's
to
the bar."
brag a little bit.
Well, I'm not
whatever.
bragging. I'm just saying like, that's what happened. And my dad's
just
like,
as smart.
"Okay, there's the bar you set for yourself, bud. I'm not gonna let you like get into the middle
okay.
of your like if you
They weren't about
if you
to
were
let you
already
slack.
showing in 5th grade that like C's or
Free her.
We hear a cat meowing in the other room.
He's like, if you had showed early on that like academics and stuff wasn't gonna be your big strong point, then we wouldn't be pushing you hard on that front.
Okay.
But you did. And so now that I know that you can be doing this work and that you can be smart and you can understand if you apply yourself to this, we're not gonna let you ease up on that as you're going into high school because
Gotcha.
we know you can, so you're gonna have that pressure. And so we're gonna keep that pressure on you to make sure that you're not, you're achieving what we know you can achieve. Which honestly, I coming out of that, I feel like that's very much the right way to go about it.
Okay.
As far as that, and that sort of bleeds into that consistent like push for a standard of excellence bleeds into other areas of your life with other like how your other approaches to wanting to be good in other things and establish like a baseline of this is what's going to be good enough. Like this is good enough
Yeah.
for me, which may be lower than somebody else, higher than somebody else's baseline.
Or lower.
Or could be lower. Like
Right.
but my standard of excellence is for myself is higher, and if I'm not achieving at a level that I could be achieving, and whatever it is, like I use these words achieving and like level, but like just in a very broad sense, and push you to be the best that you can be.
All right, standard.
Basically, the standard of excellence of being the best you can be, which happened to me to be quite high. I don't know. Yeah, pretty much. Can I have a beer?
Not gonna lie, this peanut butter beer is a serve.
It's good, right?
It is a
Quality
serve.
stuff.
Anyway.
Don't have any more.
Great.
That's fair.
Just take alcohol.
I think I wanted to. What was the question again? Sorry, I got distracted.
The
by
question was.
A
Can I have another beer
robust
too?
porter, also
Thank you.
named after Eugene.
What was the
Also
question?
with his tongue weird.
Pressure from
Pressure from
family.
family.
Pressure, yes.
pressure.
Your biggest pressure.
My biggest. I think for me, funny story. I mean, I feel like career-wise, I'm on the path that I wanted to be, and also that my parents kind of inspired to be, for me to be. But family-wise, I kind of did a U-turn for them, but not. You know what I mean? That was not the expectation that they had. So I'm gay. Just to let you know.
No.
Yes.
What?
I'm married to a woman.
Did you tell your wife?
To spouse, please.
Oh, we're
Spouse.
married, by the
Yes,
way.
we're married.
Spouse.
But in like imagine all of my my dad's family, right? from my mom's family, it's different, but my dad's family, 9 to 10 sisters, and then the family goes like, okay, from age, all of the grandchildren, right? It was like, okay, this one is married, this one is married, this one is married, this one is married, this one is married. Satya, this one is married, this one is married, this one is married, this one is married. And then it went from, oh, family, this one has children, this one has children, this one children. Satya, this one has children, this one has children. So every time that we talk to my family, my parents now kind of like assume that maybe we will not have kids, but the rest of my family is like, why don't you have kids? Like, have you thought about having kids? And I'm like, did you know what's the cost of having a kid in the United States nowadays? Do you know what is the family support that you need in the United States in order to have a child? Of like, you
know how
have to
much
pay for
childcare costs?
Yes, you know that you need a nanny if you have to work or something.
Or daycare, at
Or
the very
daycare.
Daycare, preschool.
And if the kid gets sick, who's your support system in
Yeah.
here? You know, so that's kind of like how I feel. It's like the most pressure that I have felt about kids, even though they don't ask anymore. So yeah. Anyway,
All right.
sorry
So
to break the
babies.
news, but yeah,
All right.
Babies.
Babies.
the
I'm
best.
gonna work on
Babies.
that.
I know we're trying.
Every day.
Oh.
I'm very, very tired. Very tired.
One of these days. It's gonna happen.
We still don't know who is the one with the problem.
Oh boy, we're just so good.
Whose turn is it? Who's playing this game?
I don't know. Who
You're-
just went?
You just went, right?
Yes, I did go.
So
You
it
just
is-
okay.
me.
So Chandler,
Okay.
you're on.
Okay.
God.
Mal, did you have anything to add to pressure, or you feel like enough has been said about that?
Oh, let's just dive deeper. Dive deeper.
Dive,
So,
my friend.
growing up in the South,
Where did you grow up?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay, all right.
Born and raised. Memphis, Tennessee, whole family from New Orleans. I'm Southern as hell. I may sound like a white woman from Arizona, but trust me. I'm also like very like proudly Southern, but I'm severely disappointed in Southern politics.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
So you know, we saw what you did, Louisiana. Anyways, so a lot growing up in the South, I did feel a lot of pressure growing up. So like, it was a mix of two things. Growing up, I felt the pressure of trying to be like this well-kept, straight black
Oh, okay.
man, and I was like
the normal. Yeah,
exactly, and
yeah.
I was like very much the opposite of that. And also like I went to Catholic school my entire life up until I went to undergrad. So like I felt that pressure to be like this like straight and narrow person who wore pleated pants and a Banana Republic button down and a tie, Catholic school trauma, you know, be
Yeah.
like that.
Sorry, we are not laughing at your story. There,
Oh no, it's
we hear a
hilarious.
cat.
Kitty.
We hear a cat just clawing at
Yes.
stuff. She
Free-
really wants to get out.
Free her! Free her! But so I had that growing up, and so I very much turned out not that. I felt that in both school and also like at the time, family, especially like from my dad, because and also with him, he didn't have a relationship with his dad, and also my mom didn't have a relationship with her dad, but also mainly it was a big thing for my dad. And so I'm just like, hi, I'm very good job, baby.
She's so happy.
The audience can't
There's a cat. There's a cat,
There's a
and we're
cat.
very
Bosa,
enraptured.
you've all seen her Bosa before. There
think
she
they
is.
have.
There's Barbosa.
She's, a
She's
very,
so fluffy.
She's very angry.
She's so
She's very
She's like, I've been locked in a room. Not
Stay
locked.
back there. Be good. No wires.
We'll see what happens until a light fixture goes down.
She's so upset.
Yeah, right.
She's been so mad. Hey, honey.
I can't
Hi.
do anything now.
How are you?
All right.
How are
All
you?
right, please
Jess?
continue.
Sorry.
Sorry. We all got distracted with the cat.
But the cat just does that. The cat's
I
so
know,
cute.
right?
But yeah, so I had that pressure growing up. Obviously, we're over that. So there was that, but also like I have the for the longest time, especially in college, I felt the pressure of like trying to prove to my family that my career choice is valid. I come from a lot of people who like work, not necessarily blue collar jobs, but like family members who work for the government, who are in the military. Some are like pharmaceutical reps, business owners, things like that. And I said, I'm going to school for art.
Basically, you listed all the careers of who will say, oh, so you're not a real professional.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's not a real job, right?
And so like a lot of them were just like, oh, so what are you gonna do with your theater and your dance degree? And I'm just like, work.
yeah.
Duh.
Do theater and dance. What
Do theater
else
and dance.
do you do?
And so like, especially during phase 1 of quarantine when I was living with my mother, I was constantly asked of like, so what if live theater and entertainment doesn't come back? What do you do? And I'm like, first of all, it is gonna come back. Do you see what fucked up country we live in? And second, I know I've come to, and this is gonna sound a little braggadocious, not gonna lie.
Brag away.
But I know myself well enough to where I could do, if I put my mind to something in any field of work, I will succeed. However, I would be miserable. Performing and working in the art is the only thing that actually gives me joy, that makes me not want to jump off a bridge, you know?
Yeah.
So I had to do a lot of fighting to validate that in terms of showing them the actual statistics of what my career could look like with my skill set. I had to get a little mathematical with them. So I had to do that and prove to them in terms of that, and also be like, I understand you hear horror stories, you see horror stories from your friends who were performers and then who were just working office jobs because it didn't work out for them. Why would you just assume that would be for me though?
Yeah. That's fair.
Good
point.
And like once, and they kind of were like, they were believing in me, but also they had a bit of their concerns. They probably still have some of their concerns. But when I told them I was moving to Chicago, and I was like, hi, I'm not asking for permission, I'm doing this. I'm here for I'm back home, I'm back in Memphis for the next month and a half.
Yeah.
I just sprung it on them. And then with me consistently working, performing now, which like I'm so grateful for, a blessing, but like, it's kind of showing them like, oh, not only like have we known that our son/stepson is talented, but also like they were right. They're working.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, it helps them go to bed at night knowing that like they are not worrying about me being a starving artist.
Yeah.
But also it's just like great, now that you actually see the living proof that you should believe in me, leave me alone. Not leave me alone, but like,
Leave this
that pressure is like gone.
That's good. That's good. Because then it's just more just like, hey, you do you. Yeah,
Exactly.
Keep on going.
Exactly, but now the main pressure I feel like is to not be a bitch. It was like, Malachi, be nice. And I'm like, they don't deserve nice sometimes. They're like, maybe if you just fake being nice a little bit, you wouldn't have to fight so much. And I'm like, let me live. These people need to be told
You're
that
singing Bon Jovi here.
Okay, so we are starting to wrap up.
your turn.
However,
oh my God, yes.
I want to do a rapid fire question really fast before we get to our last couple. My rapid fire question is, who do you take advice from in your family and why? Like, what is that one person where you're just like, I will always listen to what they say, and why is that? Oof. No, it's a rough one.
God damn it, that's a weird one because I feel like I was raised with a lot of independence teaching as far as figure it out for yourself.
Okay.
I'm not going to give you like dad sitting down teaching me math that's a couple grades above where I was, and he's like, here's a couple things here, I want you to figure it out, I'm not going to give you this. And that sort of like independence has like kind of kept going, so I don't really go to my family that often for advice for things because I'm like, shit, I'm gonna figure this out on my own. But I'd say typically my mother. Typically.
And why?
If there's something, just because I feel like I can talk the most about things that are stressing me or worrying.
Interesting. All right. Good one.
I am gonna be super
went,
cheesy here, guys. I am so sorry. But since now I have a new family, which is my nuclear family, the person that I take the most advice is Dana.
God God damn it! You took mine. I was gonna say you.
Well, you
So cute. We have to leave now.
lovely functioning relationship. God.
No, but I was gonna say for I
Can't
don't know.
relate.
I don't know. Anyway,
Like we said, awkward questions.
and situations. Oh no, in board games, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No, but I was gonna say, like, I feel like, and I think for people that it's out there, whenever you choose a person to be for the rest of your life, number one, it's that person makes you better, makes you a better person to start with, number one. And number two, that person also makes you, or kind of like helps you see back in life and see that all of the choices that your family made were not the best ones. They were their best ones. But now you have a clear picture of like a person that is helping you to navigate those difficult situations. And that's your chosen person. That's how I see things.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like that. If Dana were not in the picture, I would say probably my sister, but Dana has become my favorite one. That's it.
Yeah, you're mine too. Whatever. Okay, my turn.
Wow. So healthy. So loving. In terms of like, it's kind of split for me. It depends on the advice. I don't really go to my like my blood family a lot for specific advice because like my lived experience as a queer person goes very differently to their
Yeah.
experiences. A lot of them, majority of them being cishet.
Sure.
So, but like in terms of like finances and like need to stay alive things, I definitely go to my mom and stepdad.
Okay.
But when a lot of my advice that I go to from people comes from my chosen family here in Chicago because we're going through these things.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But like in terms of just needing someone to talk to, my mom, my stepdad, and my stepbrother that's closest in age to me
Are
is
you done?
No, yet.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh, are you gonna win this right now?
No,
Yeah.
Probably.
No, I won't.
Yes, you are.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have the lowest amount by the end of this. By the time we're done
Probably.
with this, you are
Yeah.
gonna be the winner here at this point, unless I find some magical way to.
Hey,
Sorry, we interrupted.
It's not
Your
like
mom-
there's much to see.
hey.
But
That is just funny because that sounded like an insult, but it was actually a compliment.
yeah,
for how well
exactly.
she's
Like,
Satya has a really empty rack. We all know this.
And then I look at my boobs and I was like, yeah, I do.
Jesus.
I was like, yeah, it's kind of empty.
Oh boy.
That was mwah.
We're doing so good.
Mwah.
We're doing so good.
We're doing great.
Quality.
But in terms of like just needing people to talk to, yeah, my stepmom, my mom, my stepdad.
That was a slip if I've ever seen one.
My mom, my stepdad, and my stepbrother that is only a month older than me. We're just like, me and him, we're like this.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
That is really cool. Okay, I'm gonna call it here. We'll tally up our scores right now. But while we do that, we're gonna do one final word. And our final word is any advice you can offer for navigating family. Whatever that means to you, what is something that you would advise others to do or not do, or I don't know, whatever. So tally up your scores and think about that as we tally.
Oh, time to pull out the calculator.
Guarantee you I've lost. Oh yeah.
I'm going to start because I won this game.
Yeah, you definitely won.
Yeah, we know you won.
for sure won.
Whoop-de-doo-de-doo.
We could keep playing.
You got to have an extra
we are out of
turn. I don't even get to try to see if I have anything left.
Oh, can I have yeah, maybe?
I'm just happy mine is organized by numerical order.
That's very
Yeah,
impressive,
that's the way
actually.
you do. That's how to do it.
I'm going to start with my advice while everybody does the math.
Okay, you
Just
do.
do it silently, okay?
Okay, whatever.
Anyway. I'm sorry,
Rude.
Chandler. No, I think for me, my best advice is you are an adult that can disclose anything you want about any of your beliefs because you're an adult now. Kids before you couldn't say anything, but now you have created your own judgment and your own beliefs, and you also have to defend them, not to the point maybe to kind of like create a confrontation, but kind of like make a point. And if they take it, good. But if they don't, you will not change that person. But at least you already spoke up and made your point across. It's their choice if they want to listen to you or if they want to kind of, or if they are open to a conversation about that. But if they're not open, just drop it. Don't just leave it like that. And stop hanging out with that person. Why not?
Okay. Just be done.
You just stole all of mine, so I had to think of a new one.
I'm so
on the
sorry.
spot.
What was
so
your score?
well spoken.
Mine is 19.
19? Oh, you still have a high score. Mine-
19. 1-9.
Yeah. Mine's 34.
66.
The devil.
Wait.
One more 6.
Wait. I don't know because
69?
I see a couple numbers over there.
What you got?
Can I get a zoom? I know it's not gonna happen. Can I get a zoom? Is this
my
my
God.
camera?
That's your camera.
There you go. You're on.
What's up, chat? How's it going? 76.
There it is.
But since we the zoom went away. I was like, since we have this zoom in, here's my advice.
Yes, what is your advice?
Sometimes
Zoom.
sometimes you just have to fight your family. I'm not saying like walk up and like swing on somebody. But sometimes you just have to be sometimes you just have to be up in their face and fight and advocate for yourself. Because once you do that, you also set yourself up for feeling that like self-worth and like self-respect that you've been needing, and that's that moment you realize, oh, I don't need it from them. I can find it within myself, which goes into my advice of, if that doesn't work, sometimes you get better by just having to X out certain people in your lives and create a new family for yourself. Because it's like we always say in the good old misquoted quote of the century, blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. So sometimes it's just those homies you meet that are just like with you. Sometimes that is the family you need, more than blood-related family members. But also, it just goes into the whole umbrella of family is what you make of it. Whether it be your chosen family, your bio family, a mix of both. But also, you're your own family bestie.
Oh, I like that. That's so nice.
Kick soapbox outside of the apartment.
My thing, a fact I heard a while ago, and I'm misquoting the exactness of it, but it's basically, the fact is that by the time you have hit 18, you have already used up 90% of the time that you are going to spend directly with you.
Oh, yeah.
I.e. that like, you're 18, you've moved out, you've already used up a lot of the time that you were spending directly with your parents.
Yeah.
Through that point, I'm meaning by your adult life, your parents are continue to live their full lives, and the rest of your family is also living their full lives away from you, having their own experiences that are influencing their own thoughts and feelings. So you have to remember that when you do come back together for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for the birthdays, funerals, whatever, you have to remember that they're also coming with their own whole life that they have been living, not with you by their side, and that is also influencing their behavior. And so you have to, if you can remember that and let that influence your interactions to a certain extent. There are some things other interactions that you have with family that really have to be sorted out or ripped away from. But if you can come to conflicts with that understanding, in a lot of other cases, you'll be able to at least find common ground that doesn't make a further schism in that, or can make it better. And then there are other things that you cannot forgive, which also understandable, but
So like find the empathy.
find that empathy. There it is.
Yeah.
Thank you for summarizing everything I just said there.
I
Find
have a
that
good
empathy.
economy of words. I don't like to talk, so I try to find as few words to
Yes,
say as
no.
possible.
Do the exact
Yeah, I can't relate.
I will really go on long.
Once the hamster's running, it's running.
It's running. Because they
That
keep
wheel's going.
and you're like, man, but what if they didn't really understand what I'm saying? I should explain it in a different way this time again.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna leave my last piece of advice.
Precious.
Is she in
I don't know. Is she? She is. She is part of the cast now.
That's
this
fam.
is Verbosa.
That's fam right there.
This is her moment. Look
She
at
is-
her.
She is showing us all how to groom ourselves.
Lick your paw, Bessie.
I'll say. What did you say?
She's teaching us how to groom ourselves, and I'm like, that's disgusting.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that, Barbosa. Sorry, you keep trying. I'm not gonna buy that.
It's for our cat audience,
Oh, yeah,
obviously.
sorry.
Duh.
If you have a cat, put it in front of me.
Yeah, exactly.
I have several cats.
Just two. Anyway.
Several.
That's two is not several.
Two is not
It's
several.
twice as many cats as I have.
Okay, well, calm down.
Several indicates four or more.
There you go.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which is twice.
That's how I
twice as many.
justify it.
Okay.
Do you have two? Do you have two cats?
Cat
Technically.
and the other cat.
I have.
Oh, yeah.
I have an actual feline friend that lives at home with us, and then my girlfriend is also named Catherine, called Cat.
Called Cat. She's Cat.
Cat with a C or cat with a
Sing.
K?
He's
Cat
got
with
two
a
cats.
C.
I'll say, okay, I don't want to be a bummer, but I'm looking at you, my friend, the queer person in podunk nowhere who is having a rough time
We
right
see
now.
you.
We see you.
We see you, Texas.
Yes.
Damn, I really didn't realize.
That's the other thing, though. It's not just Texas.
right now.
It's
Yeah.
Florida. It's upstate New York. It's out in Illinois in the rural areas. I'm sorry, I grew up 2 hours outside
The red
Chicago,
states.
and yeah, exactly.
And red counties.
Listen, I trust your own abilities and trust that you know what to do to survive. And if that means you've got to do certain things that you're gonna look back on and you're gonna be like, man, that sucked that I had to do that, but you survived and that's okay. And then you unpack that later in therapy and that's fine and it's all good. But I'm just saying, trust your own abilities.
Boarding therapy.
This is depressing, but I don't know. It's life. Yeah.
What a lovely note to end
No, we can't end that. We can't end it like that. That was horrible. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have said anything. What do we end it with?
That was perfect advice that people needed to hear.
That was perfect advice that people needed to hear.
Yeah,
You're
don't
welcome.
unvalidate yourself.
Thank you. Still unpacking things.
Again,
Family is
shout
what
out
you
to
make of it,
shout out to all of
folks.
our therapists / future therapists. They're going through it.
They'll be going through it for sure.
For sure. Well, anyways, we have played Rummy Cube. Satya is our winner. Good job, Satya. Excellent work. If you liked that, check us out next. Oh, the winner this round gets the corn. It's corn.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm gonna put it right here.
Good job. Very nice. If you liked what we did here today, feel free to come back, join us. Our next one will be next month sometime, but check out our Twitch page. We put our schedule up on there. And check us out on podcasts, on our website,
Also-
all sorts of things.
I'm streaming tomorrow.
Boom!
Me and your boy James Fitton. We're starting up a new stream. We're putting WoW on the back burner right now. We're starting up a new stream of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Time. If you're a fan of Pokemon, if you're a fan of the Mystery Dungeon games, please hop on. We're doing a challenge run. It'll be the Vanguard Challenge, so we'll be doing Terran and Duke will be playing in this game. Hop on to see what the Vanguard
Nice.
Challenge is. It's going to be a lot of fun. James and I will be doing voices for all the characters. I'm very excited to do this.
That's tomorrow,
That is tomorrow night at
7
7 o'clock. Same time we always do our streams.
7 Central.
7 o'clock Central, because I know we're very widespread everywhere.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Slovakia, baby.
But yeah, please tune in for that if you got the time.
Mal, you have anything to plug?
I do.
Yes.
You can catch me Monday, November 28th, playing some D&D with some of these folks on this same channel. We're gonna be doing Quack to School. It's great. It's fun. It's a little bit of a romance simulator. Just add some, mushroom trauma and magic. It's great.
Trauma and magic.
It's gonna wonderful
That's the
time.
tagline.
That is the tagline.
I have something to add.
What do you got?
Tomorrow, it's America Recycles Day, so you better recycle right.
Hey!
I am not joking. Please
It's
check
true.
on your
I'm not
program, local program.
She will stab you with that
Oh,
cord
yeah,
if you don't do it.
I do this for a living. Recycle right.
Doubles as a
Okay.
butt plug.
Thank you so much.
That's where she's gonna stab you.
Obviously, that's not gonna fit. That's not gonna go in the heart. It's
No,
going right up.
by the way, this is non-recyclable. Just saying.
It's going right up there, folks. That's where it's being recycled. Okay?
No loom. Not even oil-based.
Anything can be recycled.
No, it is not true.
I would like to have a planet to live on. Please recycle.
Yes.
Please recycle.
Reduce, reuse, recycle, folks.
And on that lovely note, thank you all for joining us. We hope you have a great day, a great holiday, a great week, and tune in next time. Bye.
Rosa, you have any words?